All right, so welcome to my triathlon journey. It's going to be season 2, episode 5, and it's really been on my mind and my heart for this one. It's going to be pretty interesting. It's called speed. So what I was really thinking about that, example. You're sitting around with the family, you're like, hey, I just went on a trip to Tennessee. The first thing your family asks, in this case my brother, is like, how long did it take you to get there? How fast did you go? You know, what was your average speed? And you're like, oh, it took 8 hours at 75 miles an hour. So I really wanted to take the time to analyze speed. So let's start with a swim. With the swim, on a full Ironman, for example, it's 2.4 miles, and the way they analyze the speed is every 100 meters or 100 yards, you get what's a pace, which is like, for super good, super fast athletes, it's around, I don't know, a minute 10, minute 20. Your average athletes, it's probably around 140 to 2 minutes, I would say. You know, in a worst case scenario, 210, 215 if you're new. 230, 240 if you're super new. So your speed isn't everything. You got to really think when it comes to speed, you got to pace yourself. Pace is everything. That's what I feel. That's what I've always trained is pace. Just making sure there's no cars coming because I'm in the middle of a road. So I keep, looking back and checking. The bike. The bike is really about speed. There's no way around the bike and speed. Starting out, I would say 15 miles an hour. So 15 miles an hour. Super new. 18 to 20 is somewhat good. 20 to 25 is like athlete. 25 to 30 is like super athlete, like pros, like Lionel Sanders. Oh God, there's a couple that come to mind, but I can't think of them. But Lionel Sanders is the main one that I follow. So you got your speed on your bike. Same with a bike. Pace yourself. If you've been training 18 to 19, race day, 18 to 19 is what it is. Don't try to get out there and hit that wall at like 22, 23 for 2 to 3 hours or 3 to 6 hours, depending on if it's a half or a full, because then you have nothing left for the run. So remember, pace yourself with a good speed, your training speed, and don't overdo it. Trust me, you will regret it. Run. Last but not least, the run. So the run's a tricky one. So with the run, you're gonna do, I don't know, anywhere from 5 miles an hour, I guess, would be kind of a slow pace. If I remember correctly, 7 to 8 mile an hour was like a 9:15 pace, roughly. So the run is the last discipline of the 3. So you can push yourself a little bit on the run. I'm not going to take that away from you. If you want to push yourself on the run, then do it. Say it's a half and you're at 10 mile marker and you got a 5K to go. Push it. Do it. What do you got to lose? If you're feeling good, push that threshold. If you're doing 8-minute pace, you know, 7:45, 7:30, right around there, and just hold it. Hold it for, what's that, 18, 19 minutes for the last 3. If you're doing 26, I would say probably the last 6, if it was me, I would pace myself. So say you did 9 minutes for, I don't know, 20 miles, and you got 6 to go, pretty much a 10K. Bump it up a little bit, you know, 8:30 pace, 8:40 pace, you know, right around there. Just wherever you feel good at, that's your pace. And remember, speed is not everything. Your pace is everything. If you learned anything from this episode, I can't stress enough to pace yourself. Speed is important. I'm not going to take anything away from the speed aspect of training and racing. But just remember to watch your speed and to watch your pace. All right, ladies and gents, we are at our favorite place. Let's watch. So come on in and I'll show you all about the goodness. All right, we finally got a little slice of heaven here. I got some eggs, some French toast, and of course some grits. All right, we're at the local swimming place. Gotta check our tent real quick. Hello, how you doing? 97. Alright, we made it to the little spot here. So today's training is going to be a 1-hour swim. We're going to throw a little race pace in there.
The best chicken sandwich in the whole wide world is from Chick-fil-A. I'm about to annihilate this thing. I am starving.
Today was a long run. It was 40 minutes. And like I was telling you before, the runs will get longer as the foundation builds. And what I mean by that is speed work. So we're working on speed work right now. So basically let's talk about, let's look at it this way. So if you start out an hour and you're doing a 10-minute pace, you're not gonna get anywhere that way. So my thought was to start out with a foundation and start out 45 minutes and work your way down. So what I mean by that, last week's long run was 45 minutes at like a 9-minute pace. This week's long run, was on Sunday, which is today, happy Sunday, and it was an 8-minute pace at 40 minutes. So now the goal is for five miles. So let me just throw that 5-mile marker in there. So next week long run, as long as everything builds up with the foundation wise, I'm feeling good, nutrition's good, the training plan that I put together is working together and fitting like a glove with everything I got going on, then we're good. So then we'll bump it from 40 minutes to like 48 minutes or 47 minutes, depending on how it goes, and we will get 6 miles. So looking at like an 8-minute pace or better, and then build from there, and then look for your average speed workout to be from anywhere from 7:30 to 8-minute mile for 13 miles is the goal. You know, and if something happens, I mean, there is situations where, you know, you're breathing too heavy, your heart rate is too high. So you got to think about all those things when it comes to speed, because let's just, for instance, if you're breathing too hard and you get what's called a cramp. It's called like a, I don't know, like a wind stent, I guess, if you're breathing too hard, and it does really feel like a cramp. So when you cramp up, what are you gonna do? You're gonna slow down. Things like that happen. If you're running and you're running too close to the edge and you go off the edge, guess what? You're gonna sprain your ankle, or you're gonna hurt yourself in, you know, some shape or form. So you definitely got to be careful with that. Anything can happen on training or race day. That's why I'm big about stay safe, race safe, and have fun. That's my thing. So, like I was saying before, this week's video was about speed workouts, and with running, the biggest thing, I mean, really, it's kind of a technical tip. I mean, I hate to throw the curveball at you, but I'm gonna go ahead and let you know. Don't change the way you're running. Don't try to run like somebody else. Don't try to copy somebody else. Run the way you run. Now, I'm not against tweaking the way you run. I am all for tweaking the way somebody runs, because we can only get better. And that's the biggest thing with racing, being an athlete, whether it be part-time, full-time, pro, not pro. It's really, I don't know, practice is everything. You just got to really like hang in there and just do it. I mean, that's all, end of the day, that's all you can do. So be you, be yourself, run like you run. Don't try to change it. I can't stress that enough. You change the way you run, you're gonna get hurt. You change the way you swim, it's not gonna turn out good. You change the way you bike, it's not gonna turn out good. I promise you, anything can happen. So I feel like that's a good technical tip for this week's video. So we got next week coming up. I'm pretty excited about that. It's gonna be, so it's season 2. It's gonna be episode 6. We're wrapping up episode 5. It's a lot to remember doing a second season of my triathlon journey, my races and all that, making everything, you know, jive. It's very, very challenging. A lot to remember. So next week's video is going to be something, oh man, I'm really like, I don't know, I'm torn. It's going to be something like, I don't know, maybe something with racing. I don't know what it's going to be. If it's going to be, race jitters has been on my mind, so I want to definitely talk about that. That's something that I want to talk about. You know, race nerves. Just be real calm, you know, when you're racing. Keep that heart rate down. That's the biggest thing. You get nervous, so that's a whole nother story. And I got a pretty good feeling we're going to talk about that next week. So thank you for watching. This wraps up this this episode on speed. You know, speed workouts, information about speed, anything to do with speed, with racing, is going to be on this video. So I encourage you, challenge you to watch it. So remember, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit that like button, and also Instagram at ironman.keith. So don't forget that. You can follow me on there as well, and I'll put a link down below so you can click on that. And I will see you in the next video.